From 2005 to 2012, Steven Jackson rushed for more than 1,000 yards in 8 consecutive seasons with the St. Louis Rams. It's worth noting that 4 of the other 5 players on that list are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame along with LaDainian Tomlinson. In fact, he's one of only 6 backs in NFL history who have gone over their 1,000-yard rushing mark in at least 8 consecutive seasons. The former Oregon State standout and the 24th player selected in the 2004 NFL Draft was a 3-time Pro Bowl selection during his 12-year NFL career with the Rams, Falcons, and Patriots, but in this video I'm going to focus mainly with the Rams. In 9 seasons with the Rams, Jackson rushed for 10,138 yards and 56 touchdowns and caught 407 passes for 3,324 yards and 8 touchdowns. His best season was 2006 when he rushed for 1,528 yards and 13 touchdowns and caught 90 passes for 806 yards and 3 touchdowns. The most important thing about Jackson is that he was extremely reliable and consistent. Despite playing a position that exposed him to a tremendous amount of wear and tear, he's played in at least 12 games in all 11 years of his career. The Rams never posted a winning record during Jackson's years with the team. They made the playoffs only once in his rookie season in 2004 when they finished 8-8. Along the way, Jackson endured a lot of losing, but still managed to become the leading rusher in franchise history with 10,135 yards, surpassing the likes of Marshall Faulk and Eric Dickerson. His 8 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons made him one of few backs in NFL history to hit that milestone. You can definitely stack him up against running back royalty in the Rams' history. During his 9 seasons with the Rams, Jackson actually averaged more rushing yards per game than Marshall Faulk. But Faulk was a more prolific receiver, which pushed his per game yards from scrimmage average slightly above Jackson's, but the key difference is that Faulk scored way more touchdowns. Faulk appeared in 2 Super Bowls and contributed to 7 playoff victories. He averaged only 3.6 yards per attempt in his 12 career postseason games, but just being alive consistently in January helped his reputation. Jackson has never been close to a Super Bowl and has carried the ball only 19 times total in 2 playoff games, both of which took place more than a decade ago during his time with the Rams. Of course, you have to factor in the fact that Faulk probably scored a lot more because he was winning a lot more. The reality is he benefited greatly from playing on Super Bowl caliber teams, with weapons like Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt providing distractions to opposing defenses. As Jackson spent most of his career toiling as the lone star on the Rams offense that almost exclusively leaned on him for production after the departure of star receivers Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt. On the surface, that may seem like something that would help Jackson and hurt Faulk, but truly legendary players often lead their teams to playoff success, which in hand increases their status as big-time players on competitive teams. The Rams went 44-91-1. Hall of Fame running backs usually accomplish some things in January. Does a lack of team success hurt him? Steven Jackson is amongst the top running backs with the most consecutive 1,000-yard rushing seasons in NFL history. That alone doesn't make Jackson a Hall of Famer, but when you view his career rushing stats among the most productive backs in NFL history, you begin to wonder if he might have already done enough to earn a spot in Canton. So in terms of broad career stats, Jackson looks like a legend. The problem is that he doesn't necessarily feel like one to a lot of us who have been watching. What might hurt Jackson's case for Hall of Fame is that he was never really viewed as the best back in football. That crown always belonged to either LT, Adrian Peterson, Tiki Barber, Sean Alexander, and guys like that. Jackson has never led the league in rushing and has finished in the top 4 only once, which adds up to the notion that he's always been great but rarely special. He's been to only 3 Pro Bowls and has never been a first-team All-Pro. If Jackson were to make the Hall of Fame cut, he'd be the first player in history to do so despite earning fewer than 4 Pro Bowl nods and 0 first-team All-Pro appearances. So the question is, has Steven Jackson done enough to earn Hall of Fame consideration? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.